Okay, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna make a map guide about Studzianki, so let's get right into it. It's pretty much a mirror map, so there's not that big of a difference between the spawns. There's like less than 2% difference, but I don't think much about it. Yeah, I mean there's the factory, uh, then there's the deep place, which I think is the most important thing to take. I usually play this side like 90% of my games. Like I always just with my mediums and fast heavies, I just always just go here. Uh, of course, if your team is not coming with you, then I'm not obviously gonna commit here because that's a suicide pretty much and very risky to go alone. But if my team is coming, then I usually commit here. I start making my way here. Uh, there's like a little hull down, you can spot this. There's like a bush here. There's usually TDs sitting here. So you can check that safely from hull down if you get spotted or not. And then I usually try to make my way here. There's like a little hull down as well. You can shoot all of these positions from hull down basically. You do need to be careful. This if they have a tank here, he needs to die, like or be lower HP before you go here. You can shoot him from here, but he can also shoot you back. And you can also try to get some shots on the if they have tanks here. You can actually pick this pretty wide from here sometimes. But again, if they have tanks here, be careful. Once you have pushed here from either of the sides, like from this side is basically the same. Also, going from here is the safest route, by the way. Usually people drive like this or this, but this is the safest way to go between these houses here. From this side, it's the same pretty much. But yeah, once you got then like the deep here, of course that's great. You gain like all of this map control here, so you have some more angles to shoot here and maybe spot these guys and stuff. But this map has really annoying thing, and it's that the red line is full of bushes, so it's really easy to defend. So after you get to this point, pushing here or here is really hard and tough, and you usually just die for it. So because I don't know, these are just retarded defensive positions. They can just double push and shoot you for free. The only way you are able to push the base is if you know that they don't have any tanks here. So for example, you killed everything from here and all of their tanks are like factory and in this side and they don't have anybody here. Then you are able to make your way like here and get some shots behind the factory and make your way here probably and stuff. But yeah, usually it's pretty hard. Other thing is if you have a light tank, if they don't have anybody here, they're sitting somewhere over here. Your light tank, if he has good camo, he is able to cross like this unspotted and get into the bush line to spot this. And that's really strong way to do if your light tank can do that. From this side it's pretty much the same. I mean, these retarded red line bushes. The thing from this side is there's this house. If the enemies don't have any tanks like in this area here, if they're sitting like more far here, it's fine. You can actually go behind this house, I believe, and you can shoot the factory behind. Like you can shoot their asses here. You have some decent shots that can give a hard time for the factory players here. So keep a note on this house here. This is also pushable only when like if your team is coming with you a lot, or if they are actually crossing here and managing to go here, then you can also make some pressure here if you get your light tank to spot the zero line. But otherwise, I usually after I've gotten like these bars from either of the sides, I usually just go back into the mid. So I'm playing like around this area. Maybe I will take shots on the factory players, or you can actually from the east, I mean the west side, if you go here, you can shoot this position if they have someone there and he's spotted. So that's pretty much free. And from the east side, same thing. If they have a tank here, you can shoot it from it. Um, Otherwise, you don't have that many shots unless if they're like pushing. If the enemy is like pushing, you can obviously get shots from it, but that's pretty much about it. So I usually just um, I just drive like this here. Um, from here you can start making pressure because like if you gain this part of the map, then usually the enemies are just in the factory and your team is maybe rotating back with you. Or if it's a stalemate, you can just go here and it's gonna help your factory players to win the factory and pretty much win the game after that. So this works from other sides. From here is here, but you need to be careful. You need to have some mobility because if the enemies have like a lot of TDs here, they can obviously shoot this cross, but they're usually not ready for that. So if you have good enough mobility to drive here, you usually can drive here for free. But yeah, and I mean obviously if you gain all of these, your light tank might be in the middle push with CVS and spotting the TDs, so they might not even have the TDs anymore here. They usually just go back into the red line after you win this south. So yeah. Then I think some good thing to note is like defending in this map is like defending the side where you don't have that many tanks invested is really good thing to do, and it's pretty broken. I mean, let's take the north for example. I think north is like not the most important thing about the map, but like it's fine. Like it's just hard to push. That's why I stopped playing north. Like I used to play in north with like my medium tanks and stuff, but I don't really do that anymore because I am very aggressive and active player and I can't be aggressive here, so that's why I don't really play there. And pushing this is extremely hard because of these places and like for example here there's like this rock, this place, and then obviously this. If you have like tank here, you have TDs back here, enemies pushing, and your TD is free shots, and the enemy dies, or you die if you did that from this side or either one of the sides. So yeah, and maybe if you see that you're losing, like you lose the south, and then you really just if you have tank here, some TDs in this bush line here, and someone over here, the enemies just can't push this. Like they can't push this. Like it's you can defend this with like 3 tanks or something against like 6 tanks because they can't do anything. Um, of course, you need to be careful if you're defending. Just you can't let anybody go here like the light tank. So, but if you're able to like hold this, it's extremely strong. They are forced to go here, and if they don't know what to do about after that, like if they don't rotate to factory or something, then they're just stuck here. And I mean, of course, they can get some shots, but if your team is making mistakes after that, but yeah, just defending is really obnoxious in this map. I hate it. I hate the red line bushes so much and the houses. Like there's bushes and there's houses. Like it's really annoying. But yeah, from here also a good defending place. You can play like hull down here against this angle, and then you have TDs here that cover you. So if they push, they die. So then one thing is like the only way you or the enemy team is able to push north is if you don't have like tanks in these positions. It's always good to have some tanks like one at least tank here and maybe 1 tank or 2 tanks behind. because that really like denies the enemy's opportunity to push that side. Like if you're playing in the west, right, and you leave the north completely open, and the enemies notice that at some point, and they push here. Now your whole factory is in trouble. They are gonna die. This guy has some ass shots on them. And anyway, the whole enemy team can just maneuver from here into your base and make pressure really easy after they push. You pretty much lose the game uh, usually if you just lose north, like, or if you don't have anything in north and the enemy just takes it. And same for you if you notice that the enemy team doesn't have anybody in north, not even here, nowhere. Maybe you're playing a medium tank here or something, and if you are just able to drive here, it's extremely strong and it's free map control, and you can just shoot the enemies behind, and your factory can just push, and now your map control is like something like this. So yeah, but pushing north like is not like really good when the enemies do have the tanks there. Unless if you're running like triple KR1 platoon or triple IS-7 platoon or stuff like that. But yeah, because these positions are just way too strong at defending. So yeah, I don't know if I have. I mean the factory or what tanks to take to factory. I think the factory is only like for the super heavies. Any other heavy, I usually just I go here if I have the mobility to do that. Super heavies are too slow to play south. So yeah, super heavies I usually play here, but I don't play super heavies that often. And maybe some slower TDs like E3, E4, I guess they are fine as well. Take some angles to see stuff. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much what the Studzianki. Like just play more in the south. Like south is the important place. It's the place where you can be active. It's the place you can take. Like it's basically the area where both teams are fighting for the map control over here. So that's why if you just go more to the south, the more often times you're gonna win south. Or if you notice your team is not coming south, then taking defensive positions is like really strong as well. So yeah, it's pretty much you react what the enemy team is doing after if they have some weaknesses. If they don't have the tanks in the north enough and you're able to take it, then take it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the Studzianki. So yeah, uh, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.